things about it, and I had a wonderful conversation with him last night. One of the beautiful things about it is his election created a whole group of successors that were different than any other president, people who never could have seen themselves as president of the United States because he was elected, whether it was somebody who's African American or somebody whose dad was an immigrant or somebody whose father abandoned him. You know, people who couldn't see themselves as president of the United States could suddenly see themselves, and Virginia played a major role in that. Well, we are in another moment where we have an opportunity to make history, but more than an opportunity, we kind of have a duty and a burden and a responsibility to, because the stakes are so high.
So proud.
This election is about really fundamental things about our country. As much as the candidates are different, it's even more like a looking in the mirror and deciding what we see there. I mean, is it okay to bring torture back?
No.
After 200 plus years of an American tradition given by Virginia that we don't punish or prefer people based on how they worship or not. Should we switch that around after 240 years and start to punish people if they're Muslims, and if it's Muslims we could start to, it could be Mormons next week, because it was, or it could be Baptist. That's why Madison put the First Amendment in the Constitution, because it was Baptists that were being persecuted by the Church of England here in Virginia in the 1770s. So these are big, tough questions at stake in a very dangerous and challenging world, and that's what we're going to be answering in November. And we got to do our best work. It used to be in a presidential election in Virginia, we would have to stay up to see whether there would be a hanging Chad in Florida or some crazy line at the polls in Ohio. We were irrelevant in presidential politics. Democrats didn't really campaign hard, because why bother? And Republicans didn't campaign hard because they didn't need to. But progressively, and especially beginning in 2008, we fought our way back so that now Democrats and Republicans, all the campaigns have to take us seriously. We're a battleground state. Everybody has to respect us. We're off the shadows and back on the main stage with the spotlight on. And if we do our best work here, we don't have to wait up and see what happens in Florida.
We know. We know what's going to happen.
BK for BP!
If we do our best work here, then we got the control of it in our own hands. So I'll just now conclude and introduce my wife. I'll just say we've lived in this neighborhood for 32 years. We've lived in this house nearly 25 years. We moved here with one little boy and a second one on the way, and Woody was born shortly after we came here, and then Anella a couple of years later, and our whole life revolves around our neighborhood and St. Elizabeth's, our parish. That's what our life revolves around. And when I got elected to the Senate, I didn't move there, even though it would be nice to live in Arlington and have a short drive, because this is our home, and you are our friends.
North side.
We're so proud of this community.
Yes.
So humble. And now, she brought me here. I'm a Kansas Cityan. I'm a Kansas Cityan, but I met this beautiful Virginian in law school, and she was and still is a better negotiator than me. And we've had nearly 32 years of wonderful marriage, and you know our kids, Nat, Woody, and Ella. We were with Nat today. He was with us at the rally, because he deploys Monday, and we're not going to see him until 2017. He's deploying to go over and back up and train our NATO allies in a presidential campaign. One of the candidates says we ought to abandon NATO.
You did a great job.
So anyway, he is off. We gave him a hug, and we told him and his fiance we love him, and he is off on Monday, and we're off on a new chapter. And let me just introduce the greatest adventurer for new
So I wasn't expecting to say anything, but I'll just say thank you to you guys, because you all know that we couldn't do what we've done all these years without people to take our dog out, trim our bushes when we didn't quite
And tolerate
get
that
to
the yard was kind of.
shabby chic. But seriously, so many of you here have helped us in so many ways, and we're proud to be with you, and we're proud to be Virginians, and we're proud together to help make this campaign go the right way. The one thing I'll say, I mean, did anybody get to see Tim's speech? I don't know how much this carried through on the camera, but the feeling there was that we were really coming off this negative, miserable, turning the mood, and we're on to Philly with the greatest presidential candidate. We're going to have a great fun week, and it's going to be all about the positive view of America that you and we all believe in, and it's going to be fun together. So I've got to make him go to bed.